Well, friends, as we share tonight here on MGT, we're grateful to God for all of you. And as we share, Mission Gospel Train is inspiration and information. And tonight, we're blessed to have to come to share with us none other than Miss Sheila Catron of Children's Aid Society that's with us to give us some good information. And let's welcome her tonight here on the Mission Gospel Train. Miss Catron, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
For coming and sharing with us here on the Mission Gospel Train. And I guess first thing, help educate me and those on Mission Gospel Train about Children's Aid Society.
Well, Children's Aid Society is one of the oldest nonprofits in Wichita Falls and actually in North Texas. We've been around for 97 years this year. For people who have a history with Wichita Falls, we were the original adoption shelter for children who were abandoned or homeless or orphaned for some reason in the early 1900s, and we were the old Fowler home. That was really never our legal name. We are always been the Children's Aid Society of West Texas Incorporated, and we actually have two operating programs. The Children's Home is our oldest program, where we take in children between the ages of 18 months and 17 years who have been abused or neglected or abandoned or homeless. We also take in children in our newer program, which is the Teen Emergency Shelter, which has been around for 17 years this year. And that's mainly for children who've run away from home or who are homeless or displaced children within the community. We get several children who are transients, children who ride the buses or the train systems, that ride with truck drivers and things like that.
Do you see an increase?
You know,
where are we at now on the scale?
Well, I wish there would be a decrease, but I've been with my agency 14 years, and I would love to say that I would be without a job and children are not being abused. But unfortunately, abuse is worse than it's ever been. Drugs and alcohol are worse than they've ever been, and I think our sense of community and support for the children is we're not paying attention to our neighbors as much as we should. And so I hope people do make outcries for their neighbors and do make outcries for children that they see within the community who are suffering some form of abuse. Don't be silent, you know.
Do you think that that's kind of the issue, that a lot of people don't want to get involved?
Yeah, a lot of people don't want to get involved, and unfortunately they don't want to get involved until it's too late. And so we are fortunate that this is National Runaway Homeless Prevention Month. And of course, you know, in the new year it's Child Abuse Prevention Month. So we're having two times of the year that we're trying to make people aware of how to get young people help. Oftentimes it could be an issue where the family's struggling economically, and they're having some challenges, and they just need some love and support and maybe some guidance to get them some counseling, help them with employment issues, help them with housing issues. Sometimes it's worse things like drugs and alcohol or sexual abuse, physical abuse.
When I look at such times, and it seems like children back in the day when I was coming up, a little older, 18, 19, but now it's moving down to those that are really acting like they're adults around 10 and 11.
Really, there's so many children who are exposed to things at such an early age nowadays, and it's very tragic, and so our numbers are not going down, they're only going up, and we've even looked at expanding our services to more areas.
Well, what are some of the needs to help Children's Aid Society to maintain and to grow?
Well, absolutely. We have children who live with us anywhere from 24 hours or less up to 3 months, and so we literally feed them, shelter them, clothe them, provide them with learning materials like books and coloring books and arts and crafts activities. I say to everyone, if your child has outgrown their clothing and it's still in good condition, bring it by. We love those things, especially board games. All those types of things we can greatly use. Around this time of year, I often ask people if they would like to donate youth-related Bibles. Bibles for young people. That's a wonderful gift to give to children. In our budget, this is an economically challenging time right now that we're in, and so our budget's really reined back to where we can't afford to buy luxury items. And so it would be a blessing if someone else bought those items and brought them to us. It saves us the time to go shopping, and it also goes to a child who really would cherish that and need it.
Okay. Well, You have it seemed like a real nice poster here.
Yeah.
Now, can you explain on exactly this poster you have?
These are actually in the schools, and they are around all over North Texas. So they're around, all even the rural communities in North Texas. But this actually allows young people to know that if they go to this Safe Place sign, which is this yellow and black diamond sign here,
Okay.
they can go to any Safe Place sign and ask for help, no questions asked. We've had children who have been in the most extreme worst case scenarios, where we've had children who went to a Walmart here in this community, and they were rescued from the international sex trade industry. Now, you'd hate to think that that's a reality in our community, but it is.
Okay.
But we've also had children who've just, their parents were having marital problems and they wanted some help, and just through their child's act of asking for help, we saved the family. And so it's a free service. It costs nobody anything, not the children, not the parents. And our goal is for the young people to put themselves back on track. We sometimes get kids on probation. We sometimes get families who've been involved with Child Protective Services. But our goal is to help minimize state involvement and empower the family to better themselves.
Okay. Now, I see the Safe Place. Now, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but where are some of the safe places here in the Wichita Falls area?
In Wichita Falls, all the Walmarts, the United Supermarkets, the Plex, where children enjoy and hang out, the Boys and Girls Clubs, the YMCAs, the Girls and Boys Club. We have all the fire stations, and you could even wave down a police officer in the Wichita Falls community, and a young person can literally just flag them down and say, "Can you give me a ride to the Safe Place or to the teen shelter?" And they'll take them there, no questions asked.
Man, that's good. That's good. Now, where are you all located?
We're located at 1101 30th Street here in Wichita Falls, Texas.
Okay.
And people can call and ask us if they'd like to be a volunteer, if they'd like to be a donor, if they'd like to get a tour and learn more about us. We would love to inform the community about our services.
I was going to ask you that. Do you need any volunteers? And if you do, what would be some of their duties and things of that as a volunteer?
We have volunteers at all levels. We do have some people who would like to be board members, or who have that type of help. We are looking for board members more in the fall time frame for next year. We have some board members who are retiring. We also like board members to help us with projects.